My husband was a teen dad, we will refer to his daughter as an. And's mom, grandma and great-grandma were all teen moms. And is now 16 years old and pregnant. And stays mostly with us because I am the one who pays most of 75% her private high school tuition. It had always been my husband who pays for And's expenses. When Ann turned 14 she wanted to move in with us to start her high school in the big city we live in. We checked on HS and since public school is terrible here, we decided to enroll her in a fancy private HS. She has always been set that she wanted to be an economist and that she wanted to move to another country to pursue her dream. I have been separating some money for this purpose too. My husband and I came to an agreement that I would also help her dream to come true, but I would cease any economic help towards her tuition if she became a teen mom and did not know this, and he agreed. This conversation took place 2 years ago. And now, Ann is pregnant as soon as she finished her first year. I laid some facts down to Ann, gave her some articles and statistics about how teen moms are one of the most vulnerable groups of people, that this will hinder her dream of going to another country to study, and that she knows the stigma it comes with. I recommended she terminated the pregnancy. Ann's mom is ecstatic, and so is her grandma. They have this weird belief, where they think they can make it for so much better for her than it was for them, because of all the experience. I think they're absolute loonies. I bet they don't even have the money to pay for the hospital when the time comes. I believe they think we will pay for all of the unborn child's costs. I am dead serious about stopping tuition and using the money I've been saving and other stuff if Ann decides to carry on with the pregnancy. I have not and will not make the ultimatum of terminate or I'll stop paying your tuition, but I will tell her that I won't pay for her nice school and her child's expenses if she decides she wants to keep it. I don't even want to become one of those grandmas who take care of the child. I firmly believe a normal teen life has to be child-free. Money will go to some of the child's expenses and I will give no more. And can either enroll in a public high school or one within her dad's budget and set herself for a uni scholarship under dad's budget. My husband is telling me I need to understand the situation. I do not and will not endorse this teen mom dynasty in any way. This is the hill I will die on. I can actually continue paying for her fancy high school, saving a lot less for the university and some of the future child's expenses too, but I feel like I'll be rewarding her for being irresponsible. Husband firmly believes I am doing this to punish him and I am being an idiot for compromising her future over this matter. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. You have been more than generous with this girl who you seemingly have no legal obligation towards. You set guidelines with her father and he agreed to them. You are not the idiot for wanting to follow through with your word. It's funny that your husband thinks that you are compromising her future. It seems to me that she compromised her own future. Beyond assisting with Ann's basic expenses, you are required to do more and have been very generous in trying to help her achieve her dreams. It's not like she'd be denied an education, it just won't be at that particular expensive school, which might expel her anyway for the pregnancy if the school is religion-based as many private schools are. It's your money, do with it what makes you feel comfortable. I think you're being very generous to pay for most of her schooling, and I understand why you would feel uncomfortable continuing to support her after this. But have a discussion with Ann about it before announcing your decision. I don't think the 16-year-old is necessarily the idiot. I think the husband who is expecting his wife to continue to pay for her stepdaughter is the idiot. If he feels so strongly about it, then maybe he should take over more of or at least an equal amount of the financial burden. My wife, 29, and I, 27, do well financially, so we decided to have our fourth child. Every single pregnancy we've been through my wife has been a complete nightmare. Some things I can deal with, like waking up to the sound of her puking her guts out every morning, but when she starts demanding I go to the store every day to get her snacks or set up her foot bath because her feet are swollen, I get a little impatient. I work way longer hours than her in a much more physically demanding profession. I'm a plumber, she's an engineer, so I think we're putting an equal amount of effort into this baby. And it's not like I don't help around the house, either. She does all the cooking and dishes, but I do laundry, take out garbage, and mow the lawn. We pay someone to do the floors and bathrooms weekly. My mother-in-law comes over to help with the kids because she says I'm useless. I've been meaning to make a justable post about her, and while I appreciate the help I'm sick of her crap. Just because I want 1 hour of video games to myself a day instead of cleaning up messes in the kitchen doesn't mean I'm useless. This all came to head yesterday when my wife screamed at me from the kitchen to get off my ass and entertain our twins so she could focus on her meatloaf. I made a dumb joke about how this is the third meatloaf we'll be eating this week and she lost her shit. She told me how I have no sympathy for the fact that she's pregnant, I should be taking on more of her chores since I can't breastfeed, but then I reminded her that I still work a lot more hours than her, so I think we're basically both pregnant. She got really quiet and has only spoken to me regarding the kids since. I don't think I'm wrong, but I'll apologize to her if it makes her happy. Am I the idiot here? You're the idiot. You want to play video games instead of watch the kids. You're irritated by what your wife is making dinner. You think that things like waking up in the middle of the night because she's puking are analogous to waking up in the night to puke. You're a huge major idiot. Now, your wife needs to handle some things better, but this is a stupid way and stupid plan to think this will fix it. You're the idiot for this. Some things I can deal with, like waking up to the sound of her puking her guts out every morning. Oh wow, a hero. Your wife must be so grateful that you deal with this, you're truly brave. Also, you're not pregnant, your wife is. You have no idea what it's like and by the looks of it, you don't even care. You're totally the idiot. You need to reassess who you are in the marriage and whether you're contributing in any kind of meaningful way. Your wife is pregnant. Sick. Which you have the absolute balls to complain about, working full-time and caring for 3 young children. Must be difficult to have your video games disrupted by your kids who want attention while your wife makes a homemade dinner. I totally get being pissed at the mother-in-law because she needs to stay out of it, or rather the wife needs to deal directly with her husband if they have issues, but OP sounds like he hasn't internalized after 3 kids already. That parenthood changes things, and a lot of the time you don't get an hour, nor do you get video games. I want to point out me and my brother have 2 different fathers. I, 19, lost my father last year to cancer. He left me 90% of his stuff, including his family home that was left to him by his dad. It's been in their family for over 100 years. My brother, 34, and my dad didn't have a relationship, but he did leave him $10K. My mom was pissed at the will reading, but since she got 10 she couldn't do anything about it. For the past year me and her live okay together. She went on acting like it was her house like before, which I had no problem with, till in May my brother and his girlfriend, 30, moved in without even asking me. They're messy, entitled and rude. I told them in July I want them out by September because they don't pay for anything nor wash a dish. In August, they announced they were pregnant and my sister-in-law smugly said, "Guess we won't be moving out now." It didn't go down well, but when I told them I wanted them out my mom and brother basically laughed in my face. Well, the past few months have been hell. They've become worse than before, and my mom enables it and demands me to treat my sister-in-law like a princess. Because she's pregnant I once had to wait outside McDonald's till they opened to get her a McMuffin. Well, here where I may be the idiot, because my sister-in-law is pregnant. She eats everything she sees, like the cupcakes my friend made me for my birthday. She ate all 6, didn't even get to try them. I can't even make my lunch the night before, because when I go to get it, it will be gone. She'll have a smug look on her face while rubbing her belly, then laugh and say, "I couldn't help myself, blame the baby." If I put stuff in my room my mom will open the door with a spare key. Sister-in-law can go through my mini fridge. Well, a week ago I was running late to collage. I didn't have time for my breakfast or to make lunch, and I had to go to work straight after, so all I had that day was a bar of chocolate. When I got home I was starving. I made myself dinner. While it was cooling down I went to use the bathroom. I must have been in there 10 minutes at most. By the time I came out she had 70% of my dinner ate, and I literally lost my shit. Of course she started crying. My mom and brother started screaming at me for making her cry, making excuses like how she couldn't help it and it was my fault for leaving food around her. Well, I had enough. I told them get out, just like before I got mocked. But here's the thing. Back in October my uncle offered me a life-changing amount of money for the house. I called him up crying a few days ago explaining the situation. He said he'd buy the house, but he will evict my mom and brother. They of course didn't take it too well, and I have had to stay with a friend. I've been receiving texts, and I'm being tagged in multiple posts on social media. I'm starting to think I'm the bad person now. So, am I the idiot for making my mom and brother homeless? They stomped all over you, they didn't treat you like family, so why should you treat them that way? You're fine, mate, your uncle is the one evicting them, not you. Not the idiot. I'm 8 months pregnant, so you can tell her from me that it is not excusable. I love my food, especially at the moment, but being pregnant does not give you an excuse to steal food or act like an idiot. I would say that it's important she has housing sorted, as she is going to have a baby who needs shelter, but it doesn't have to be with you. I think it is 100% understandable you wouldn't want to live with someone so disrespectful and rude. Not the idiot. They made themselves homeless. They had an opportunity and blew it due to their attitudes. Good luck and good job keeping the house and the family. I want to hug you after reading all of that. I'm so sorry, OP, you are absolutely not the idiot. I'm flabbergasted that your mother unlocks your bedroom door so your sister-in-law can go through your mini fridge. What about the main fridge? What about everyone else's food? I'm so disgusted by how these people are treating you, and I hope you're able to evict them somehow. Do not sell this house for less than you deserve. $100K alone can give you a huge leg up in life. My son is 21 years old and got a girl from work pregnant. Needless to say, I am incredibly disappointed in him, and when he told me I was devastated he'd make such a silly mistake. I asked him about an abortion, and he broke down and told me he'd worn a condom and he was hoping she'd abort, but to no avail. I have met the future mother of my grandchild in a very awkward meeting one day, and it's clear to me she's a lovely young lady. However, I found out from her, not even my coward son, that he has broken all ties with her and plans only to give child support and not see this baby at all. I have been texting her and trying to assuage her worries, but she is also understandably worried that she won't have any support and that her baby, my first grandchild, won't have its father. Obviously, I am very much wanting to be in this child's life also. Of course, I have been trying to speak to my son over and over about this issue, and I keep telling him that the deed is done and he needs to just deal with it now. He told me in tears that he never wanted to be a father and he wore protection, as well as the fact they were casual lovers and nothing more. I told him I would withdraw all financial assistance if he wasn't in this baby's life, and he told me if that was the case, then so be it, so I took his car and phone and bank cards that were attached to my account. In response to this, he's moved in with his father, but I have no idea where he lives, and he's not even attempted once to contact me. He told me he was leaving and that I wasn't supporting him. My own parents are vehemently against him leaving and have said they'll disown him if he doesn't come back. My partner of 12 years, however, is very much on my son's side and has told me that he's disappointed in how I'm handling this. Am I the idiot? You are the idiot. He's already accepted to pay child support. You can't force him to be a parent to the kid. Your ultimatums aren't helping anyone. If you want to be in that baby's life, that's wonderful. But you can't force your son. As long as he gives the financial support that he said, or signs all rights away, he has met his obligations. Don't make him resent you, the child, and the child's mother. It is possible that he will choose to be on his child's life of his own accord, but it is his choice. He's 21, he is an adult and he took his decision. You're treating him like a baby. You can't force him to become a parent. Can you imagine growing up with a dad that clearly doesn't want to be a father? Because I can, and it's horrible. You're the idiot. If a woman gets pregnant, she can choose abortion or adoption if she doesn't want to be a mother. The man who got her pregnant doesn't get to make that choice for her, but he does get to make his own choice about whether to be involved beyond financial support. No one else gets to make those choices for either of them. Also, there's a chance your son might have come around once his panic settled a little, but you trying to force it has probably made him dig in his heels even more.